What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew and you're watching Major Ways, and in today's video I'll be talking to you guys about my Army basic training experience. First things first, you guys hit that big red button, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any more of my future videos. Without further ado, let's jump in. I joined the military right out of high school back in 2013, and I just remember, doing the whole process, and it came up to the day when I was at MEPS and I was supposed to leave, and I remember just being so ready to go. I was just like, just put me on this plane, just ship me out of here, I'm just ready to go. My mom came up there, my grandma came up there, and my favorite cousin Jasmine came up there. My mom was sad, she was crying, my cousin was sad, and I'm just like, I don't really care about any of that. I'm just ready to go. I was just so ready to go. Finally got on the plane, flew, got off the plane, got onto the bus with everybody, and we're on our way to basic training. That's when it hit me. It hit me like a bag of bricks. I'm not home anymore. I'm in the military. This is real. Like, it got real quick. I had like a slight little panic attack on the bus on the way to basic training, but I was just like, you know what? Everyone here is here to do the same thing that I am. I just felt better with knowing I am not the only one. So finally, got to the destination. First of all, when we pull up, they have like these big pillars of like men on horses, and it's just like, it got real when we pulled up to basic training. After that, like, I don't even know how long of a bus ride it was, but we finally got there, and I just remember the drill sergeant coming up on the bus. He was screaming, telling us to get our things and get off the bus. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Get off the bus. I was just like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so finally, we got settled in. We were going through the process of transitioning into the military life, like getting our gear, getting our shots, just getting everything that we needed while being in the military. And this place is called 30th AG. And 30th AG, they're kind of like prepping you before you get to the, to actual basic training. So got all that stuff handled, boom, cool, bam. Then comes the day where like we actually go to the place where we're gonna be doing basic training. And we go there, our drill sergeant just pick us up, and I just remember I was just like, oh snap, because I was already kind of like adjusted to where I was at. I already went over the first initial shock. So finally we were going to another location, and before they took our phones, they told us that we can make one last phone call. And I remember I called my mom because I'm like I was just like so scared, not knowing what was gonna happen. I called my mom, and I remember she did not answer. It was like the saddest thing of my life. I literally cried. When my mom did not pick up the phone, I literally cried because that was my last phone call. You know what I'm saying? My last, like, before all this started. So, chucked it up, wiped my tears, handed over my phone, and basic training began. We went up and we found out where we were gonna be living, and I just remember walking into this big room full of like bunk beds and lockers, and I'm just like, oh my God. And my first thought was, I don't want to be in a talk bunk. And of course, I was on a talk bunk, and it literally used to scare me every night when I went to sleep, because in basic training, the bunk beds don't have rails. So it's just like, you're in this like twin, not even a twin size, like smaller than a twin size type of bed, and anywhere you roll, you're gonna fall off to the floor. And that was my biggest fear, just falling off onto the floor because there was no rails. Before, we actually started basic training, they were telling us, like, the drill sergeants were telling us like everything that we were going to be doing, kind of like a syllabus before you start school. They were going to tell us, what we're going to be doing, when we're going to be doing it, this training through this week, that we're going to be doing da-da-da. And as they're telling me all this, I'm just like, there is no way I am gonna be able to do all of this. No, I didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to run 10 miles. 10 with no break, with no rest? No. But I did it, I completed it, and I was so proud of myself because there was a lot of things that we did in basic training that I couldn't imagine before, you know what I'm saying? Like it just really just, I don't know, like it was, basic training was just really life changing. Like we went through this thing called the gas chamber, where they put you in this chamber, in this gas chamber, and they, you know, let in tear gas, and we have to take off our mask, and we have to like say, you know, like our first name, last name, birthday, last four of our social, blah 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 blah. We literally, and it was crazy. Because I remember I wear glasses and contacts, and I remember I hated the basic training glasses that they gave us. Hated them. I hated them so much that I snuck my contacts into basic training. We were not supposed to have contacts in basic training, but I snuck them in, and I remember they were telling us, like, if you go into the gas chamber with contacts, they will melt to your eyes, and you will have to get them surgically removed. And I was just like, I'm gonna make sure that I don't wear my contacts on this day, period. We did a lot of running. Every morning we did some type of running. Run. That's all we did. Just run everywhere. We ran so much. I was just like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to just do all this running. But I did. And it was a lot. So we have this thing called Nick at Night. I don't know if I told you guys, but I was infantry. We had this thing called Nick at Night, where basically we were told to low crawl in this field while people were shooting above our heads. Yeah, that was the biggest rush. Actually, it was fun because, I don't know, like it was at night. That was like the only type of training really that we had at night. But yeah, it was fun. It was a nice rush. And another type of training that we did was grenades, where we had to throw grenades and practice how to use grenade launchers. And that was the biggest rush ever, because I remember when it came time for me to actually throw the live grenade, the whole time I'm just thinking, like, I bet not trip, I bet not slip, I bet not do a goddamn thing wrong with this grenade in my hand, like. And I just remember when I pulled the pin out the grenade, like my only thing on my mind was to get this bitch as far away from me as possible. Period.
Assistant division.
That was just a rush. Another thing that we did was we shot the 50 cal. And the 50 cal is like this big, long machine gun. It's like longer than my body. And, you know, you put it on top of like army vehicles to shoot them, blah, blah, blah. You like hold it down. And it was very exciting. Actually, now that I think about it, a lot of the stuff that we did in basic training was like, was kind of fun. We had this thing called sim rounds, where basically it's like paintball, but in the military. Like the tip of the bullets, instead of it being an actual bullet, it was like this like paint type of thing. And like it's supposed to, you know, feel like you actually got shot, and you know, the whole nine. My position in, you know, my squad was the 240. It's a machine gun, and I loved it. I love the 240. I love just holding my hand on the trigger and just having it just burst. Just loved it. Just loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I felt safe, you know, like, I loved it. Just, I like shooting machine guns. I like to throw grenades. I like to shoot machine guns. All of that was fun. And oh my God, we did these things called ruck marches in the military, and I hated ruck marches.
Come on. Yo!
Oh, ruck marches. So basically you put this fat ass backpack on your back, and then you go for a hike with this fat ass backpack on your back. It was the worst thing for me. Just having all these people walking in a line, like, I hated it. It was probably like the worst. We did a 2 mile, we did a 2, 4, 6, 10, and 12 mile ruck march. And oh my God, let me just tell you guys about the 12 mile ruck march. Okay, first of all, I don't even know if I said it, but I did basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia. And basically, I was just trying to just do everything in my power to make this walk as easiest as it can be for me. So I have experienced every other ruck march with me in the back. I was like, no, I need to be in the front because, you know, people like to do this slinky and then you have to run, and I hated it, I hated it, I hated it. So for the 12 mile ruck march, I made sure that I was a safety guard, and I made sure I was in the back of the line for the safety guard, so I didn't have to really do no safety stuff. I could just be in the front, make the pace, lead the way, you know, go on. And there was maybe within like the last 2 miles. Mind you, we had just walked 10 miles with this fat ass backpack on our back. And then we get to this thing called the Stairway to Heaven. The Stairway to Heaven is literally this fat ass hill in Fort Benning, Georgia that looks like the Stairway to Heaven. It is this big steep hill that looks like it just goes up into the clouds. And when we saw that, it just almost broke my heart because I was just so exhausted. And when we were going up that hill, it literally felt like we was walking up it like this. And I just remember just taking just like big fat steps because I'm just like, oh my God. And I literally had to like lean my body forward to kind of like play with gravity. It was crazy. Like when I would lean forward, gravity would just kind of like keep me steady, and I was just making them big old leaps, just trying to get up this hill as fast as possible. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It was crazy. We did a lot of crazy things. PT tests where you just have to do as many push-ups and sit-ups in 2 minutes, and then a 2 mile run. Like, now that I think about it, I gotta miss basic training. And also we would have like these things called like Friday night, wait, is it Friday night fight or fight night Friday? Something where people who had beef with each other on Friday, they get in the middle of the bed and they just, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and box it out. And it used to be so funny just seeing all the dumb people injure themselves and have to restart basic training. Like, there's this guy that literally got into a fight with somebody and like broke his knuckle and his whole stuff was swollen and he had to repeat basic training. One guy chipped his tooth. Yeah. It was crazy. Basic training, for the most part, it was a very interesting learning experience. It was interesting to learn about myself and interesting to learn about other people. You will be surprised on how many grown men there are out in this world that don't know how to clean or even wash their clothes. There are literally grown men in basic training that was like, I don't know how to work a washer and dryer. I don't have my wife here to wash my clothes. And it was just like, I'm like, bruh. And here I am, 18 years old, fresh out of high school, knowing how to clean up my, you know what I'm saying, my area, clean up the bathroom, and do my own laundry, and just take care of myself. And it was just so shocking to know and see that there are a lot of grown men out here that don't know how to do that. It was a pretty good experience for the most part. I know at that time, it may have seemed like a living hell. And there was a lot of the times when I would wake up early in the morning and I would be doing, you know what I'm saying, some physical stuff. And I would just be like, why did I do this? Like, why did I sign up for this? I can't be angry with nobody but myself. Why did I do this to myself? But to be honest, like, would I do basic training over again? I would. Actually, like, I could honestly say that I would do basic training over again. Yeah, it was a great experience. I learned a lot about myself, became more confident in a lot of things that I didn't know that I was capable of. I just learned a lot about myself and other people. It was a very great, humbling experience. I'm glad I did it. Yeah, I'm so happy that I did it. I wouldn't change anything. I've made some very good friends along the way, and it was just a dope experience after it was all said and done. I think that's all for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up and hit that big red button and hit the bell so you can get a notification every time I post a new video. And make sure you guys follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram at @TheRealJMajor and become part of the Major gang. And y'all.